welcome back for part 2 of episode 1 of Atavar Ascension. To catch you up on where we last left off, our party had woken up in the Honey Pot Inn and Tavern in the city of Kyver, where they'd been staying for a few days by this point in time. They had a nice breakfast and some interesting interactions with the inn's owner. After a good meal and some discussion, the party decided it's time they really got serious about this whole mercenaries for hire thing they were doing, and headed over to the Freelancers Association to register their group and make it official. Upon arrival at the Freelancer Association building, they discovered that they will be graded on their first jobs for the association, to see if they meet the criteria for stellar performance and are therefore worthy to be members. As such, they were given 5 simple job postings to choose from, but it only took them a moment to decide which to choose, as lo and behold, Alyssa, the owner of the Honey Pot Inn from which they had just came, had a job posted. So they took the job and went back to the Honey Pot Inn to get the details of the job from Alyssa herself. After getting an understanding that they would have to travel a week away to the small city of Imstead, most likely take at least a couple days to do the job, and then have to travel back, the party set about Kyver to gather supplies for their journey.
I put the 8 gold on the table and I asked him, do you have any specialty arrows in
I mean, what do you mean specialty?
I mean, laced in silver, explosive.
Explosive? Hell.
Anything of the sort.
What do you mean explosive? What? I don't look like no wizard, do I? I can't do that shit.
How many regular arrows are we getting, and how big is the quiver?
You're each getting 50 arrows, and the quiver can hold 30.
I can light them on fire for you.
Wow. See, there you go. Put some cloth on the end. Light it on fire.
How much for a flask of oil?
3 silver.
Throw it on the table, too.
Alright. It's not very big. This will cover 20 arrows. You pour it on it.
That's fine.
Alright.
Alright. I hand him the 8 gold and 3 silver.
Okay.
And I'm going to have my big, strong blood hunter hold it for me while we put it in the wagon.
Alright.
I got you. I'll carry it.
Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
No problem.
I got everything I need. Ajax, you prepared?
I'm always ready.
Percy, anything else you need?
I'm good.
Ready as always.
Fantastic, Leon. Alright, let's get the show on the road so we can get out of city lines before it gets dark.
Who's driving?
I have the ability to function on land vehicles, so I can drive if you all want. You should also have it.
That
We
works.
can take turns driving.
Alrighty.
I'll watch the rear just in case I smell anything or see anything.
And I'll provide us traveling music, Leon says as he pulls out his lute and begins to strum.
How well are you playing?
Oh, yeah, should I roll a performance?
Yes.
DM? Alright.
This determines whether or not I enjoy it.
This determines whether or not you snap my neck.
Of the loot, that is.
Right, of the lute, of course. Skills, where are you? There we are. Performance, that's a +5. It's going to be a 21.
Oh, he's playing
Nice. Oh, yeah.
sweet music.
It's sweet.
He's playing my jam.
In fact, hold on.
He's just playing the Devil Went
Thunderstruck,
Down to
but
Georgia.
medieval.
I love
No.
this song.
This is what you hear coming.
Play Freebird.
So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
No.
Here's Wonderwall. Now break through that wall, you big tank.
So, yeah, no, he's playing beautifully. And it actually is making this a very pleasant trip as you guys are just heading out down the road. You go for a few hours until the sun begins to set, at which point you pull off and find a good spot to make camp for the night.
Who drove first? Was it me or you?
Rock, paper, scissors. Me.
So you drove for this portion of the trip. You pull off to the side of the road, find a nice little place to make your camp. And I need to know what watches you will be setting for the night.
I don't know why I thought you meant I actually owned a watch, and I was like,
I can
you
take
need
the
to-
first watch.
You
don't have an
own a
artificer.
watch,
I was
photographs,
like, okay.
and apparently know about
It's a sundial.
explosives.
You look at it. It's nighttime.
Yeah, I look at my
It's
arm.
nighttime.
I can't.
It's 9 o'clock.
Night o'clock.
Needs new batteries.
Question: who's got dark vision?
Yo.
We have 3 dark vision, 4 dark vision.
I
I'll
can
take-
cast light.
In the dark.
I'll take whatever the darkest shift will be.
Yeah, I said I'll take first shift, so
Okay.
I can
So-
cast light. And
I'll probably take like second then.
Okay.
I'll take last shift.
All right.
I guess I get a full night's sleep.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So we get you 3, first, second, third.
I don't
So
think I get any sort of
Ajax.
dark vision or anything.
Ajax, I need you to roll a perception.
13.
Okay. As you are sitting there, everyone else sound asleep, just keeping an eye on everything going about. You see in one of the trees nearby, there's a little bit of movement.
Who's closest to me? Actually, I'm going to go nudge Gold real quick. Well, you know, I'm going to watch it for a sec.
You watch it for a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be anything. It doesn't look super threatening. I just see a little bit of movement.
You see a little bit of movement. It's about maybe 15 feet up.
Directly above, or
No, it's the tree itself is probably about. It's only about 10 feet away from where you're sitting, and about 15 feet up. You heard a little bit of rustling, and you looked up, and you see a little bit of movement about 15 feet up in the air, cutting in the branches,
Mhm.
and every once in a while, just a little bit of movement. Nothing major.
See, I'm going to say that I casted light on my sword. It looks like that's how this spell functions.
Okay.
And your sword is a,
Yeah,
is a spell casting
Oh, for
attunement,
how
so you
light
can
So I'm going to hold it up to see if I can't see what's going on up there.
Okay. As you cast light on your sword and hold it up, it's shining this bright light out that definitely reaches out to those branches and where that movement was, which you now see scampering away from where the light was, and then up further into the tree, you catch a glimpse of some kind of squirrel or chipmunk that just bolts up the tree and,
When you sit a
and into a
spell
hole.
Oh,
That's a
that's
cancer.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. Sorry, I don't play so much
I gotta go
casters.
pet. And I go back to it.
All right.
Who's got
Other
the
than that,
nuts now?
the rest of your watch is
I lean
uneventful.
back, kick up, and arms crossed, and enjoy the rest of my night shift.
Yep, and it is uneventful. Nothing else happens for Stephanie.
I just have to clarify real quick. Cantrips are. I can use as many as I want. No
Yes.
walking. Okay.
Yeah. Cantrips
Just want to
are
clarify. It's middle of
cantrips
the-
are at will.
Okay, cool. Proceed.
All right.
Why does everyone hate Will so much?
I don't know. Target him. Fire at him. All that shit. So yes, I need you to roll a perception check.
If I were perception, walking. Nat 20.
Nice.
Woo!
As
Two
you're
20s in a row for you.
as you're sitting there,
Stay useless in fight.
everything seems pretty peaceful about you. But you do hear way off in the distance. It's very, very faint, but you pick it up. Your ears just catch it. Just a,
It's a brachiosaur.
clearly some wolves howling, but way away. And not something that is uncommon in the wilderness. Other than that, the rest of your watch is uneventful.
When I do eventually tap out, I inform Tomar
Tomer.
It's not a coma.
about the wolves in the distance.
That's fine with me. We'll get along.
I'm now concerned with Tomar.
Alright. Tomer, I need you to roll perception for your watch.
Alright.
I'm going to use my heightened sense of smell and hearing to get advantage.
Okay.
That's cocked, because one landed on top of the other one, so one was a 13. One was a 15, I'll take the 15.
Plus.
This is just flat 15.
Oh, okay. 15. Alright. So heightened sense of smelling and hearing.
Yeah.
Smearing.
Yeah, I'm making sure that everybody's asleep before I do it so no one realizes.
So, as you are sitting there, just intently, like, sniffing the air, trying to listen to what's out and about, this nasty odor, it smells like rot and decay, starts coming up through your nostrils. It's foul. And as you you start to feel a little bit sick. And then Ajax rolls over a little bit more and you're oh, it just got worse. Oh.
Why does he have to drink so much?
You hear the it is slick.
Other than that, no watches uneventful.
Where's the moon at tonight?
Let's see here. Let me pull up the calendar. Because I actually have all that shit.
Thank you.
It's a full moon tonight. The elf lowers his pants.
Where is that?
Rare since
It's nowhere.
out of nowhere for Google.
Nowhere at all.
It's okay. It'll be a once per session thing.
Session thing.
It's a straight face.
Yeah, it's more that one time I'm nice the whole session.
Yeah.
Same thing for humor.
You already were nice. You told the lady,
You're
that things are
nice.
important.
You're just firm.
Oh, I didn't tell her why they were important. They're good labor.
Here it is.
Besides, I have no need for money. I have arrows.
Which, speaking
Arrows
of
can
which,
make me
I
more
did
money.
not mention this before. But so that you all know, it is currently the month of Zala, the 22nd day of the month, which is on a Samua, equivalent to a Thursday, is the start of the campaign. So you have just gone to bed, and waking up the next morning would be actually the equivalent, or sorry, the Samua would be the equivalent of Friday. Sorry, no, Thursday. The morning would be Friday, the 23rd of Zela, and that would be Friday or Idwan. And it is only a couple days after the first day of fall, and you would know that it is actually, in many cities across Korstal, the 23rd is the first day of Bounty Feast, a 5-day holiday to celebrate the harvest that occurs and, enjoying the feasts that have, because of all the wonderful food that has just been harvested and brought together. As far as the moon, on this Samua, the 22nd of Zela, it is actually a half moon, which is called, half moon. So, that's what you see.
I'm going to write that down in my book, and then I'm just going to go to sleep. No, I want to wake everybody up. I want to wake everybody up.
I'm just gonna go to bed, bro.
You're
Fuck
fine.
the rest of these guys.
I heard someone got spooked by a freaking squirrel last night.
I hope our throats get slit.
All right, so
More gold coffee.
the next morning comes, and you continue on. the next 6 days are uneventful as it comes to any encounter with anything dangerous. However, all of you know that we're working while everyone's partying.
Shame.
We're traveling on the road instead of living it up at Bounty Feast in Kyver or one of the other cities.
You assume that our rations did not include beer.
They could.
No, they
They
did.
most definitely could.
Like I said, I definitely stocked up on a Evermead.
But I mean, there's more than just beer happening when it comes to Bounty Feast. There's amazing food, lots of drink, and dancing parties. I mean,
Strippers.
I'm not going to say no.
It's a bounty, all right.
Yeah, it's
Bounty, a beautiful
it's
win.
definitely a bounty, yes. But it is a very important holiday, and you guys do feel that we're kind of missing out on that by doing a job. But you know you're being watched right above your head, graded, and some of you feel that this is important to help someone in need.
Ajax understands the importance of what we're doing right now.
But still getting drunk.
Yeah, damn straight.
You're a functioning alcoholic.
Yes, sir.
So you actually arrive in Imstead late evening of the 29th of Zella. It is already getting dark out, and your wagon is on the road as you approach and come through a section of the forest. It seems to open up, and there before you is a quaint town. You see several farmsteads, and then a town, what looks to be more like a town center, as the entire kind of area opens up into more fields and plains than forest. And you're estimating, this town can't be super large. I mean, this is, maybe
Farm town.
yeah, maybe a
What was the name
couple
of the town
hundred
again?
or 1,000 people or
I
something.
understand.
Imstead.
Imstead.
Eimstead.
Yeah, it's that little corner.
Map updated.
We've also
Location
got it
discovered.
right.
Yes. Achievement unlocked. Imstead.
Fast travel.
Yeah, fast travel.
I can't
Not
imagine
applicable.
anyone going missing here. It's just a small farming town.
Looks can be deceiving.
You're right, Gold. You are right.
If there's anything I've learned from my past, it's shit goes south fast.
And we just headed south to get to Imstead, so how true that is.
Fucking hate parts. Either way, it's night.
It is getting dark. It is not quite dark yet. It is dusk, but it is getting there. You know that, okay, it's going to take, we can see, we've got farmsteads here. It's going to take another couple minutes for the cart to actually get into the town proper. It'll be almost full dark by then, because we're right on the cusp, and we need a place to stay.
Let's go ahead and see if one of the townsfolk don't mind if we set up camp outside their house.
I mean, we could just visit an inn or tavern.
They got a town this small will have one.
Listen, if they got this farmland and they're making honey around here, someone's making wine.
Just as he says.
Alcohol in the brain, like always.
Listen, it keeps the demons at bay.
Go ahead and see.
Speaking of, I still owe you a drink.
Persephone's still there.
Yeah, I can't get rid of her. She's real.
Oh, okay.
Most of the
Poor
demons at bay.
Oh, okay.
It's complicated.
Complicated.
She's just a child with a very long leash.
Just like,
Excuse me?
Say it keeps the demons at bay.
You hear in the back of the car.
Every time demons.
The Tom and Jerry.
How about this? We'll go scope out the town if you guys want to ask around to see if you want to camp outside or we can find a place to stay inside.
If you can find an inn, I have no problem paying for us to sleep.
All right, Leon. Let's
We need to, however, find
Alright.
a place for these horses.
Me and Leon
I'll
will go
get the
in.
cart part.
Start looking around and asking, see if we can find a tavern that's got
See
like
if
at
we
least a
can't
small
find
stable
place
for the
to
wagon.
store
and
these
stuff.
horses overnight.
Okay.
Care more about these horses.
All right. So
Finding this man.
it's not hard to find these things. The town is fairly small. I mean, you estimate maybe 500 to 1,000 people maximum. I mean, it's still that still means that there is
It's a decent size.
decent little size, but nowhere near what you just came from.
I am having flashbacks.
Okay. And the center of town, as you kind of roll into it, you pass a couple taverns, and then as you get to the actual town center, there is a very large inn and tavern right there that simply has a picture of what looks to be a wagon wheel with part of it broken open, and one of the spokes of it is snapped in two. And then words right above it is the broken spoke.
Broken spoke. Broken spoke. All right, we'll walk in.
Is there a stable next to it?
Actually, there are throughout the town. There's a couple different places that you can find. There is one next to the broken spoke. It looks like it's possibly owned by the same people that own the broken spoke, and travelers that come through here use it.
I'll stand outside with the horses while they go inside and ask what the prices are,
Okay.
and if it's available.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to also hang outside.
Okay, so you two are hanging outside. What about you there, Gold?
I'll be heading in.
Okay, so you three head in.
Yay, the fun
As
place.
as you two are outside waiting, a young, kind of almost looks like partly dwarven features, but also partly human.
Partly what?
Dwarven features,
Dwarven, okay.
but also partly human. I mean, a little bit odd, but kind of he comes over
I
towards
don't know
you.
if for him to speak.
Yeah, he comes over towards you and says, "Can I help you with your horses and wagon? Is this something?"
Can you?
Yeah, I mean, this is my job.
Ah, excellent. We were looking for a place to keep the horses this evening.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Excellent.
It
How much will that be?
depends on how long you're staying. If you're just longer term, gets better rates.
Well, I'm not 100% sure how long we're staying here yet, so I'm going to go ahead and just say 1 day for now.
1 day, okay. 2 horse cart. That'll be 2 gold per day.
Alright, I chuck him 5 gold.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That'll cover you for actually 4 days because of long-term rate.
Fair enough.
All right. And what are the names? He points to the horses. I like to give special care.
Did you name them?
Rent
I would have
and
named
id.
Pain and suffering.
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Pestilence, war. Pestilence and war. Edgy horses.
Is that what you kill him?
Sure.
Okay. Nice.
This here's pestilence.
Nice. They'll
And
get-
this one, I slap the other one, is war.
Nice. Very nice. You realize they're draft horses, not war horses.
I bet you won't say that to War's face.
I would. But you guys will get along well with Famine. He's in the back. No, yeah.
Damn, this guy's sick.
He gets up, he grabs the reins, and he's like, "Ah, come on, you two, come on!" And
He's low key
He-
level 20.
he knows what he's doing. These horses, they're just like, no, well, shit. Okay, yeah, we're going with him. And he takes them into it's very large, like stable setup. Takes them, brings them in, has the cart kind of wheeled back into a little corner, then disconnects the horses and puts them each in their own little stable. And he's just kind of going down. And you can see it's a big, fairly big facility, but you can see down. It's fairly open. And he just seems to be taking care of business. And if you guys are going to hang out there or go back in where they're at, it's up to you.
I'm a bit tired of smelling horses.
All right.
Smelling horses or smelling like horses? Which one is it?
Well, smelling like it. We've been with it for the last week.
All right. If you guys
I'm
decide
gonna head into the
head inside,
the bar.
you join in there, Persephone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put up though. Not that covers my tail, but
That's all right. So you guys are outside dealing with the horses and cart and the wagon eventually for a little bit. You three step into this fairly large inn tavern. It's actually a little bit bigger than the Honey Pot, but you already know the Honey Pot isn't the biggest game in town in Kyber. So this seems to be like the biggest game in town in this town. And it's a little bit bigger than the Honey Pot. So, as you walk in, there's actually quite a few people in here. I wouldn't say it's completely packed, but you go. Okay. I wouldn't say it's completely packed, but pretty close. There's a lot of activity. There's music. Somebody is playing an instrument in the corner, fairly lively, kind of a jaunty tune. People are drinking, having a good time. You see, several groups, men, women, different races, all just kind of, hanging around. Seems, mostly human again, as Korstal is, but
we
We're
need
video for that one. Yeah, you're missing out. I can't wait till we get video. But it's busy. It's interesting mix, mostly human, but again, there are some other races kind of mixed in there. Very interesting, and you do see some, several workers that are just kind of moving in and about. Everybody just really quick, taking orders, grabbing things. I mean, it's a little bit of a hustle and a bustle in here.
Is there an empty table, or is there seats at the bar? What's the deal?
You see, there are a couple seats that you could pull up at the bar. Maybe a table or two empty, but it seems like you might have to steal a chair from over here or over here because people have been moving things around and to accommodate their
I'm just
groups.
gonna go run right up to the bar.
I'm going to the bar.
I'll follow right behind.
I'll take my hood down.
So are we still outside at this time?
At this time, you'll be coming in shortly.
Okay.
I'll take my hood down and see who's running the place behind the bar.
Behind the bar is actually just a fairly average-looking human man, an elvish female, and then a younger half-elf female. Best you can guess is just looking at them. That half-elven female looks a lot like both of them.
Got it.
No!
I'll wave down whoever I can see first. Just coming my way.
All right, and it seems to be the half-elf, the female. She looks to be in her mid to late teens, and she seems to be working very hard behind the bar, cleaning, taking care of that, grabbing drinks, collecting money, as are what you assume are mom and dad.
Yeah.
But they're all kind of like their own little sections of the bar. Like, I take care of mine over here, you take care of yours here. You know, they've got things on lock. They know how to deal with it.
All right. I'm going to wave her down as soon as I see her come over. Hey, it's pretty busy. Question, you guys got any rooms to stay in? We got some business in town.
Yes, hold on. Rooms? Still got some? Wait one. And he, kind of takes a step over to the side. He starts looking through something. How many do they need? How many?
Well, we got 5, so how much for a room? And then we might ask.
One room.
Yeah, just figure out the price.
Just one room. Yeah, we can do that. Yes, we can do a room. It'll be, but how long are you staying?
I'll look at gold. How long you all?
3 days.
3 days.
3 days? That will be, 6 gold.
While we're racking up a tab, whatever the tavern special is, and some ale.
Very well. And can I have a name for the tab?
Gold.
She goes ahead and scribbles something down. And
Are you boys hungry?
at that point in time, you two do walk in. You see these 3 over by the bar, which is a good, 15, 20 feet away from the door.
I've heard food being mentioned.
Let's get a table and discuss what we're gonna do for the week or for the next couple of days. We gotta figure this out.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll be at that table today.
Very well, you said. And today's special for everyone, or just...
I'll just subsist off of rations for the night.
Just for me. If they want to order something, they'll order it.
I'll get me and my buddy Ajax an ale as well. While we're at it.
Wait, actually, remember that drink was on me.
Well, then I'll get him one and you get me one.
All right.
Square.
And, you, Miss?
Yep, food sounds lovely.
Very well. And she marks some things down. And then you guys head to your table that you found.
All right.
How much is the ale for him going to be?
No, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
It's a tab. They started.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Slump down into the chair.
So, did you find a place for the horses?
Yes.
Yeah,
Is it
what-
next door?
Sure.
Yeah.
How long do we have that stable for?
A week.
A couple days.
It was 4 days, I
I
think.
think she said
4 days.
4.
So it works out in our favor.
First thing tomorrow morning, we head over to the farm.
All right.
Until then, while we still have a little bit of time on our hands, I'd say we just walk around town and get familiar.
Sounds good.
That works for me.
Sure.
Don't need to be all of us. If you want to stay here and eat your dinner, that's fine.
I have dark vision, so I'm fine, but just informing you guys this nighttime.
I can see.
Well, I'm not saying talk and get friendly. I'm just saying figure out.
Get the lay of the land.
Just to figure out what our outs are if shit turns south.
And as you guys are kind of discussing this, a few moments later, the young half-elf woman comes to your table, and she's got a tray with your drinks, puts your drinks on, and she hands you a key for the room.
Thank you.
And says, your food will be out in a little bit. And heads back.
Thank you.
This trail
I'll
mix
say
is
I'll
so
take some of
good.
that as well. The food.
Yes, okay.
Well, here's to good dreams, Ajax. Well, we made it in one piece. Hardly.
Water for me.
That's fine. We need someone
Back.
sober to watch us anyway.
Get ripped out at this point.
That's fine. I need a straw.
Ajax, crack my back for me, will you?
What kind of check is that?
Yeah, athletics.
Athletics, and you're trying not to roll too high.
Oh my god, our elf's a
All right, I
cripple.
got a.
Our elf's a cripple. Help me.
It was a 9 total. I did it gingerly. I was trying not
No,
to.
you actually, you do want to get too high because that higher means that you have more control over it. So, yeah, you feel some cracking.
Oh.
Some of it's good.
Oh, that's so nice.
But then there's
He's a glutton for
the
pain.
finish, and your muscles in your lower back tighten up, and oh god, no, that's worse. That's worse. You don't take any damage, but you know you're going to need a good night's sleep, otherwise you're going to be feeling it in the morning.
So
God damn it, Ajax.
he's sleeping on a bed for sure.
My mistake.
Known each other for, what, 150 years now? You,
Give or take.
And you still can't crack my back right.
I'll get it right one of these days, boss.
God damn it.
You know what they say. Practice makes perfect.
Well, if you're only drilling in your bad habits.
Listen, we all got bad habits. I want to wave the elf.
There's another.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah, she acknowledges you and finishes up with some patrons that she's dealing with at the bar. About 2 minutes later, she comes over to the table. Yes?
Let me get 1, 2, you want another one?
I'm good.
3. Question. Do you prefer smoking outside instead of inside? If you got a pipe or something. Just a bad habit.
Roll a perception check.
The tavern is filled
Don't
with
fuck it up.
17.
Okay. You just had to not fuck it up. There is clouds in different corners. You're not sure what they're smoking, but people are smoking different shit everywhere.
Alright.
It is what it is.
Alright. Well,
Can I make a nature check to try and figure out what they're smoking?
Proficient in nature?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That good shit.
That is a 9.
They are smoking.
Yeah, they are smoking. I will say that you're not sure of all of it. Some of it is definitely some kind of, typical pipe weed that is smoked that, like a tobacco type, weed that is used and passed around in societies. And there's definitely something that smells like a skunk. But other than that, you're not exactly sure.
I'm not smoking.
I know you got a good nose.
Fine. I'll take a whiff. If shit gets
Are you
weird,
proficient in nature or herbalism kits?
I think I am in nature.
Proficiency
You've been
has got
drinking
the
a lot,
little.
A little dot next to it.
I've been drinking a lot.
Yeah, I have advantage
Yes.
in nature, but I don't got proficiency in nature.
You got advantage in nature.
Yeah.
What from?
On command.
It just has an A next to nature. It could be because of the subrace that I chose.
Probably.
Because the subclass of the lycanthropy.
Pretty sure it's just Blood Hunter features like advantage on yada yada yada
Yeah,
in relation to.
I think it gives it advantages in nature. But I'm not proficient in it.
It says to recall information about fey, fiends, or undead.
Mhm.
It's from Hunter's Bay.
Are they smoking
So
any
it's-
fey fiends or
Yeah,
anything?
so you wouldn't have advantage in this respect.
Alright.
But you can roll, it's just, you're not proficient, so it's going to be more difficult.
That's fine. 19. Plus 1. If
Okay.
it's nature. 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, they're,
They got that god.
there's definitely some marijuana
Homemade.
style, D&D marijuana going on in here, as well as
Some fruit.
some pipe weed and a couple other different kinds of roots and leaves that have different effects. Some more potent than others. It's kind of seems like a lot of stuff goes here.
Well, it is a small town. I'm not surprised.
Getting the buzz just from
I'll just take out my wooden pipe and I'll just put in the tobacco with the lavender in it, and I'll just start puffing at the table. That's when the drinks get here.
I
I look at Ajax and I pull out my deck of cards and I just start dealing us out for war.
You're not gonna play poker with the rest of us?
No, I'd rather watch this one.
the war.
It's been a tie so far. Gold's up 3, but Ajax has won 5 in a row, so we gotta see who wins this.
You all have fun with that. I'm going to head outside.
All right.
With that, I'd like to, while everyone else is doing everything, just real quick,
climb up onto any kind of elevated surface and just watch the city. Or
Alright.
the town, I guess.
Okay. And you have dark vision, yes?
Yes.
Are you sure it's not low light? It's actually dark vision?
Yeah, Hell Bells have dark vision. Low light doesn't exist in 5th edition. That's 3.5.
Sorry, I'm so used to 3.5.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's okay.
Wait, low light does not exist?
I thought there was dim light.
There's dim
There's
light, but
dim
there's
light.
No, he's talking about low light vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
The half dark vision.
Listen, if Leon wants to climb up on the tavern and look for justice,
So, yeah, you actually...
I mean, you're not wrong, yeah.
I ain't seen shit. That's for him to reveal. No. But, yeah, you actually climb up on... This is an actual 3-story building. Is the Broken Spoke. You climb up all the way up. There's actually some... I guess you could call them fire escapes, but they're more like just balconies. There's really no ladders going to each of them, but it's easy enough to reach from one to the other because of the railings.
Right.
So you can kind of use that like you would a fire escape to get all the way up to the 3rd floor, and then you can actually reach up to the roof and pull yourself up there.
All right.
And it is dark, so you can really only see about 60 feet.
That's fine.
There is, however, what night is this?
Would it be the 30th?
Yeah. No, it's the night of the 29th.
Oh, night of the 29th.
There's a 3/4 moon out, so it's not impossibly dark. I mean, there is some light going because of the moon.
It also, I mean, there'd probably be a couple torches out.
Oh, there are several, but it is nighttime. All right. But because of the moon and some of the torches that are torches or other, light sources, the way they've set them up in different streets or businesses coming from outside, from inside through the windows, you can see a decent amount of the city.
All right.
You don't notice anything untoward at this time, but it is. While it is not your city, it still feels familiar, comfortable.
With this, Leon just kind of mutters to himself. I guess old habits die hard. Huh. And with that, back to the room.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you guys do for the rest of the evening?
Well, we were going to go for a walk, I thought. I think we're just waiting for food right now.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my food to come out.
Yep, you
Playing
guys
cards.
get your food. It's actually not that bad. The house special here.
Making potatoes.
No, actually, being this close to the shore of the ocean, the house special that they're actually serving tonight is pan-fried knucklehead trout.
That sounds good.
It is very good. It also comes with some fried potato wedges with it. I mean, it's a very greasy meal. It's, pan-fried fish, fried potato wedges.
Goes well with the liquor.
Yeah, it's good to soak up that liquor so that you can keep drinking. And there's definitely some salt in there, which makes you thirsty and want to drink more. They know what they're doing. They got some good business. But it's decent food. Isn't the best you ever had? Definitely isn't the worst.
Well, look at Percy. He's like, I'm not sleeping near either one of them tonight. Just saying.
After I eat my food, I'm going to go ahead and throw all the necessary coin on the table to cover charge.
All right. Yeah.
Yep.
You cover it. I don't bother marking it up. You guys cover it.
Then I'm just walk out and leave these guys here.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm walking out with gold.
Let's go.
Is there anyone gambling inside?
Roll a perception check.
4. Wait, hold on. Yep, 4.
No. You see nobody doing any of that kind of stuff.
Alright, that was exciting. Outside
Nothing
I go.
scandalous going on.
Outside I go.
All right, so you guys are all 4 of you are heading out.
Yeah, I'll take a stroll and just keep chugging along.
You see your companions exit the Broken Spoke.
I'd probably try to carefully make my way down the side of a building and join up with them.
All right.
Would we notice him coming down from the side of the building?
Are you trying to be stealthy?
Yeah, I'm not trying to get stabbed, so I'm gonna make myself known.
Okay. So yeah, you guys notice him.
Are you sure? I don't think I do.
You might not. You might not. No. If he's not trying to be sneaky about it, it's fairly obvious that he's climbing down from the roof. So you guys can hear and see. Oh look! Oh hey, there he is. As he comes down.
You ready to go for a night walk?
You see anything up there, Leo?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Just feels a little bit like home. Did you enjoy your drinking, everyone?
Yep.
As always.
I still got half
Some real good
left.
fish.
Let's keep her going.
Reminds me of home.
Must be nice.
Oof. All right. So
I agree. Looks woefully into the distance.
All the emo boys having emo moments.
So you're going on a stroll. Is there any goal in mind?
Just to scope out the town, see if there's anything interesting that we want to check out tomorrow.
Okay. It seems a fairly standard town. You've seen, much bigger cities. In fact, for the most part, as far as exactly where things are located within this continent, the only little towns that you've ever really dealt with, are ones that no longer exist. Or, maybe things that you've just kind of barely noticed in passing and really didn't, keep in mind, so you didn't mark down on the map, hey, there's a town there. Which is why the map is how it appears. So for the most part, you know where some of these big cities are, but not necessarily these small towns. This is one of the smallest towns you guys have really kind of seen, with the exception of your hometown, before stuff happened.
Is there a fence line around this town?
Not really.
I would like to kind of keep an eye out for any sketchy, criminal-looking activities, looking down alleys and stuff like that.
Okay. Are you just kind of, I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open, or are you actually
I'm not
looking
going out of my way. Like, I'm not going to leave.
So you're not
I'm not
investigating.
going to leave the group to do
Okay.
it, but I'm keeping an eye
So
out
you're just
for it. Yeah.
you're just trying to
I don't
observe
want
and
to make
see
it
what
obvious that that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing, but
you're just trying to observe and see what you can see. So go ahead and give me a perception check.
11.
Okay. You actually notice as for this time of night, there are some people out and about.
Mm-hmm.
Not a ton, but a fair few, considering the size of the place. Some may be, visitors, travelers, whatever, who have come this way. Others, locals. But you see what looks to be about a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid as he's walking past one of these fairly well-dressed people. He happens to just kind of accidentally bump into them. Oh, sorry, mister! And you catch that he lifted the guy's coin purse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that's all you see.
Alrighty, guys. So, first thing I want to figure out, this guy had a wagon. Either the wagon's here in town, and we have a solid lead to go off of here, or it's not here. In which case, we need to dig a little deeper. So, first thing tomorrow, I want us to go out and check out all these
Wagon ends, if you will.
The stables.
There we go.
stables.
And we should also find that place where they're making the honey, where...
The farm, yeah.
What was his name? Harris?
His name.
Right.
Yeah, it was Harris.
Get to know him a little bit.
See if he knows if Maxwell even made it to the farm.
True.
Maybe he knows where he usually keeps the horses and everything. We can check that out.
Did he have a brother?
That's Harris.
Oh,
Harris
okay.
is the brother. Maxwell's who we're looking for.
I nodded agreement.
Alright. If that's going to be all, let's head back. We can listen around for some information at the bar, scope it out, get friendly.
I like to keep doing the same thing on my way back.
Keep looking. Okay. Give me another perception check.
You just let that poor guy get robbed.
Well, he
Okay.
clearly wasn't poor.
Same
Poor
kid.
not financially.
Same kid.
Another group manages to snake something off him. You're not sure exactly what he got. You didn't really quite see it. He's pretty crafty.
Group's not me though.
But he got something.
Let's just call it a night then.
All right.
Head back to the tavern.
I don't see where the kid like runs off to or anything, do I?
No, he seems to just be kind of casing the area, biding his time. He hasn't left. By the time you guys,
I mean, he was
So-
in the same kind of area I saw him the first time.
yep. Basically, kind of like on your way back.
Yeah.
You saw him in the same area. So you guys head to bed. You wake up the next morning, and when you head down for breakfast, there's quite a few people down there. I mean, this place, they actually had their rooms fairly full, so there's quite a few people down there for breakfast. They, anyone who wants breakfast, they bring it out. This time it is the mother who seems to be kind of leading up, serving different tables. The elven woman, full elf, and she lets you know. Breakfast is biscuits and gravy, homemade. They also have some fruit preserves if you want to have fruit preserves on your biscuits instead of gravy, and a couple other things, as well as some fresh squeezed juices and things like that. But that's what they have available, and a lot of people are enjoying that and having that. But you also see a lot of these people clearly are suffering from hangovers. But they don't seem to be caring about it. It's like, yeah, I know what I did.
I regret it. I regret every drink.
I regret nothing.
Fuel up and go.
Yeah, I'm going to need my energy for the upcoming day, so I'm going to eat breakfast.
Just gonna have some juice and some bread.
All right. So you guys get a hearty breakfast, fill your bellies, and head out. Where do you guys go? What do you do?
First is the stable.
Yeah, I was like, try the one next door first.
Okay.
Just because it's
Just
right
If nothing
there.
else, let's check up on our other horses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Once again, you see the young man, seeming to be half human, half dwarf. That's what he says.
Look at me. His shoes.
Rip it out.
No, that's not.
Oh, God damn it. First it was this guy, now it's you.
Yep.
Can't
Get
win.
double teamed here, Oscar.
Damn straight. They hit you from both sides.
One for each nostril.
Let the cannons go. All right, so same young man, seeming to be like half human, half dwarf. He's in there. You see him right now mucking out one of the stalls. And when he sees you, he's like, "Can I help you?"
I had some questions.
Yeah.
We're looking for someone, and he might have brought his horses in his wagon here. Have you seen a wagon with a honey pot on the side of it with 2 horses? One's, let me see, I wrote it down. One's a brown stallion, the other one's a dappled mare.
Thanks for a bit, scratches here. Can't say that I have.
Insight?
Roll it.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll insight that as well.
Okay.
It's going to be +2. At all being hard. That's still it's a 4.
Okay.
I got a 15 total.
That's much better.
Seems to be telling the truth as far as you guys can know.
Is there any other stables in town?
Yeah.
Where's the nearest one?
There's one. I mean, you probably passed it coming in. I mean, I saw you came in from down there, and he points up the street towards the north end of town. There's, I mean, like right near that edge of town. There's that one. Yeah, I'm sure you passed it. There's also one on the west edge of town. I mean, those are the main stables, but I mean,
Probably.
you got farms out there too. I mean, people put their.
Let me ask you this: we're looking for an individual.
Okay.
He's from the Honey Pot Inn over in Kiever.
Kyver? Yeah.
Kiever, whatever.
Yeah.
He has a brother out here who makes honey. Jasmine.
Makes hunt. Oh, Mr. O'Doherty.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got a farm just if you head over east side of the town, outside of the town on the east side, he's got a farm over there. There's lots of bees and stuff.
All right. If it's a farm, it makes sense that he would keep the horses there as
That's
well.
what I was thinking. You might have room for this.
So there'd be no reason for him to pay for a stable.
Well,
Yeah,
let's check it out.
Mr. Harris, O'Doherty, he doesn't like it when I call him by his first name, but he comes in here sometimes. Him and that brother of his when he's visiting.
Maxwell.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
Thank you very much.
They come in and they get drinks every once in a while when he's visiting.
All right.
Appreciate the
Have
info.
you seen him anytime recently?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Maybe the brother's the last one to see him.
Seems that way.
Not reveal that information. Let's go.
Thank you for your time.
Hey,
And
no
I'll
problem.
check up on the
Oh yeah, come
pestilence
on.
and war.
Yeah, come on back. I put him next to famine.
Sounds
which
good.
which he when you walk back there, you see it.
He's a hungry horse. He's
He points out there's a fucking donkey in the stall next to him, and he goes, "Yeah, that's famine." And he just kind of nods at you like, "Give me an insight check."
Noble steed.
Shrek when you need him.
Oh, I got an 8.
You got an 8.
That's fine.
You really think that donkey's named Famine?
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Exactly.
He has been brutally honest.
It is definitely Famine.
Let's go.
Insight's my best check. And I'm getting demolished by this dice.
Look at it. That's like leave the donkey alone. Come on.
But yeah, no.
I'm not harassing the donkey.
The horses looked well taken care of. Horses look very well taken care of. This guy knows his job.
Yeah, I paid in advance.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
He lives for horses.
I mean,
I give him a little pat on the head, and then or the nose.
Towards the farm we go.
And then
Okay.
off to the farm.
all right. Takes you a good 20 minutes to kind of walk through the streets, get to the edge of town, and then actually walk out to the farmstead, the actual house. But eventually you're approaching the actual house, and you see that there are, there is some activity happening out there. You actually see 2 young girls, which seem to be tending the flowers, which you see just rows upon rows upon rows of jasmine flowers. And there are 2 young girls in their mid-teens, twins, that are sitting there tending to these flowers. You see, kind of dressed up in burlap and just weird. There's something going on with whatever he's wearing. It's kind of hard to tell from this distance. But there is a fairly, about maybe 6 foot tall or so, as far as you can estimate from this distance, gentleman, wearing something that is just like layers and layers of burlap.
Oh.
And he seems to be kind of in and amongst these boxes that they're about a good 50 feet, 60 feet away from you guys.
Yeah, we can keep walking too, so we can see.
And he seems to be doing something over there. But that's the kind of activity you see around this farmstead. Other than that, it is just a fairly simple, home. There is an outbuilding, stables. There is a barn as well, and it seems like a fairly decent little operation that they're running, but nothing super sophisticated.
I'm gonna continue heading up to the dude I assume is the brother.
Okay, so you're heading up towards the guy in the burlap.
Yes.
Anyone joining him?
I'm gonna keep my distance, so I think I have an idea what he's doing.
I'm going to continue walking up towards the property.
I'll follow him.
I'll follow Gold.
Okay, so you three are heading up towards the actual farmstead. You two are kind of heading out towards where this guy dressed in burlap is.
Oh, he's in a different spot. Okay.
Yeah, it's like if
I got you.
If
yeah, that's fine with me.
If here's where the home is, like right here, and you guys are like, well, here, let's do it this way. If here's where the home is, and you guys are right here, you're probably about 20, 30 feet away from the house. Right here, there's just rows upon rows of jasmine flowers and two twin girls working on those. And then up over here, about 60 feet away from you guys, is where he is.
That's fine, yeah.
Well, you guys are not heading that way, right?
We're heading to
Okay,
the
I'm not going to split the party. I'm going to stick with the group for now.
Okay.
Well, I won't go by myself then.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you were going with me?
I was, yeah.
Okay, well, never mind. I'll keep... I thought I was the only one. I apologize.
Okay. No, so
Didn't want
So
to
you
be
guys
that
are
guy.
going to head that way.
Keep
Yes.
on keeping on.
Okay, so you three would arrive at the front door first. And the two twin girls would notice you as you're coming up. They just, you notice them just kind of look your way. They don't really say anything, but they look over towards you. And then you'll walk up the steps to the front porch, and the door is right there.
And I can tell this is more of a home than a business.
Yeah, it's both.
Okay. I kindly knock on the door
Okay.
to alert my presence.
All right. A few moments later, you hear from inside, "Be right there!"
Oh no. You got this one. You're nicer.
I'm a people person, yes.
And then, eventually, about 30 seconds, a minute after that, door opens. "Hi, can I help you?"
Is Mr. O'Doherty in here?
Yeah, he's out working with the bees. By this time, you two have made it over towards Mr. O'Doherty. Harris. I need both of you to make Constitution saves.
This is why we don't go near the beekeeper.
Not the bees!
6.
Oh,
I'm doing great.
14.
okay.
Thank God the dice did.
Guys, man.
I know.
All right. You take 1 point of piercing damage as bees are seeming to be attracted to you and sticking you in the skin and painful and ouch.
It's irresistible, the bees.
Yep.
It's not
They seem to ignore you for now.
Ignore me.
Yeah,
They tried.
for now.
My thick skin deterred them.
And the woman that you are looking at, who is short, probably about 5'1", maybe, fairly rotund, human, with long, kind of sandy blonde hair, a very pleasant face, seems sweet, but a little bit of a shrill voice.
Right.
Is a yeah, he's out with the bees. Are those your companions?
Yes, those would be our friends. We'll let them take care of that.
Yeah, yes, he's out there. Can I help you?
Well, have you seen his brother, Maxwell, anytime soon? Or recently?
Well, Maxwell was here.
How long ago?
About 3 weeks ago, he came. I mean, very usual. He came and they, bought honey off us, loaded up the cart, and then
So that means
he left.
Was he by himself?
Yeah, as always.
Means he's been gone after he left here for about a week. He's been missing.
So the trip.
Trip here was about a week.
No, but the trip
Are
here.
you all saying this right in front
No,
of us?
I'm gonna look at it and say thank you. We'll go grab our friends as we're walking towards the
I'm
meeting up.
gonna try and roll insight on what she said.
Okay,
She
go ahead
said
and
3
roll
weeks
for it.
ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I did the math wrong. My bad.
Oh, that one.
Okay, yeah.
Total
She
of
seems to be on the up and up.
I'm gonna
It's going to be a number of insight checks in this interaction.
I'm gonna talk to Leon. Hey, so that means the trip here was safe. It's the trip back that got
Right.
him.
For sure. And then if
Well-
he was here 3 weeks ago,
No, but that doesn't make sense because it's a week there and a week back.
right.
So
Well, obviously we know he's gone missing, or he would have been back by now. What we're trying to figure out is the time frame in which he's gone missing. Which we know he started his trip 5 weeks ago, and then so. All right, so he got here about, let's say, 3 weeks ago, like she said. Math, I hate math. Sorry.
it's fine. So
This is why I'm not a wizard.
here's our point of view for right now. He got here safe.
Right.
He got the supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Went on his merry way. Maybe the brother knows something that she doesn't know.
And then we'll head to him.
Yeah, let's go that way.
All right, so
Thank you
two.
for your time, Mrs.
Yeah, well, he said you guys had already come along.
Yeah, just kind of shout that
Yeah.
out.
You two. These three, eventually, they're starting to walk over towards you. But you, having a little bit of stinging fun.
Yeah,
But you do approach this man covered in layers of burlap from behind, including he seems
It's a
to have
bee
some
suit.
kind of mesh, like woven net of threads built into some kind of weird hat with burlap and everything that's covering him.
I try to cover myself up as much as I can after
Okay.
hissing at the bee that stung me.
Okay.
I'm oblivious to the bees
Yep.
currently. Are you,
Harris?
Harris was the name. Did I ever get that name?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you were-
are you
trust you
Maxwell's
guys.
brother?
Yeah, and this man turns around as he hears you and says, "Oh, you might not want to be out here without this."
Well, I don't
Yeah,
have one
like-
of those.
Yeah.
I look at my arms
yeah.
that are currently unstung. I'm like, yeah, all right. Anyway,
The bees don't like it here. He puts down, he actually had a portion of a beehive, like disassembled, he was lifting. He puts it back, puts the top back on, and then, here, and he kind of waves you and moves you guys away
Yeah.
from that. You guys see them kind of moving away, so you kind of curve to intercept in the right location. So eventually you're kind of out of the path of the bees. He takes the weird kind of hat setup off and looks at you and says, sorry about that. It's kind of hard to hear when they're all over. I'm sorry. What could I do for you again?
well, we were wanting to know if you were Maxwell's brother.
Harris.
Yeah. Do you know Maxwell?
More or less, we know his wife from the honey pot.
Alyssa. Yeah.
Yeah, real nice. But Maxwell was here, right?
Yeah.
About how long ago, you reckon?
Well, about 3 weeks ago.
And he left?
Yes.
Can I do an insight on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Roll.
Ooh, 21.
4.
Okay.
You're banished.
Whispers!
I can do to move.
Yeah, that just don't make sense, because if it takes 1 week to travel there, then he would have left about 4.5 weeks ago, because he doesn't stay there very long. Maybe we'll say 4 weeks.
I do the
The
squinty
fact that it
eyes.
says he left, they last saw him
Is there
3 weeks
a-
ago.
3 weeks
Yeah,
ago
it's a week
sounds
to
pretty
get
solid.
Yeah.
Understood,
It
sir.
took a week to get.
Right.
He had already been gone.
Nothing happened during that time.
If
A
he's
month and a
gone,
half at that point.
he's
No.
gone for 5.5
I'm kind of doing the squinty eyes at him now.
If he takes 1 week to
Do I
get
notice the
instead,
squinty
right?
eyes?
Our allowance
I don't know,
is
give me a
1.5
perception.
weeks, but they said they last saw him 3.5
My
weeks,
tone
which
has
doesn't make
changed.
sense.
Yeah, it's,
9.
Yeah, it's not adding up.
Okay.
See, that's what I was trying to do, but I'm terrible at math.
Not really.
I'm making it a little obvious that I've tone changed now. It's,
Are you trying to intimidate him?
You picking up?
it's
on
going to
something?
turn into that real soon.
Okay. Well,
If he tells me that nothing, I'm going to ask again, but I'm going to be a little bit more stern.
Just like,
If
If
I
you're
realize
just like,
this is
wait a
happening, I would
second.
like to help intimidate.
okay.
You sure you don't know anything else?
No. No, I mean, no.
I'm gonna look aggressively though, so I'm gonna call that my intimidate.
Okay. Give me another perception check.
19.
Okay. You notice what he's trying to do. And at the same time, by this point, you three kind of come up behind the other two.
And have we got a little bit of
You can kind of hear what's been going on, because since when you're within about 10, 15 feet of them, you can kind of hear the conversation. So you kind of picked up on the last little tail end of what was going on.
Ajax. It's been a long time on the road. There's no reason to take your frustrations out on this man.
I kind of lean into you and whisper, something ain't right.
Well, I agree. And the thing is, I thought I was going crazy when I talked to Mr. Hardy, but I'm not that bad at math as it turns out after all. We have an allowance here of 5.5 weeks since he's been missing, or since he left Kyber. If it takes about 1 week to travel, and we've been told he typically doesn't stay long, that means our allowance is cut down to 4.5. However, they say they last saw him 3 weeks ago. That doesn't add up.
While they're having this conversation, I'm still dead-eyed staring at the man.
Which, speaking of which, you noticed him trying to intimidate. I need your intimidation check.
Mine was 11, but he kind of cut me off in the
I'm
middle of
gonna-
it, so I'm going to say that's why it was bad.
Well, I'm going to give you, because you noticed, are you trying to help him?
Oh, 100%.
I'm going to give you advantage. Roll again.
Ooh,
14 plus stuff.
16.
Okay. What do you say?
Well, I say it more aggressively. I said, are you sure you don't know anything else?
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me look at this.
They're smugglers.
And I've kind of stood up straight. I'm making my stature known to him.
Okay, so he kind of looks over towards the home where his wife is, who's just kind of standing on the front porch, kind of watching things go on. And he just kind of looks over there for a little bit, looks back to you, and says, all right. And he clearly looks like he's intimidated by you. You're a big guy.
Let's go.
And he's got this weird horned-tailed thing next to you, and you're both staring at him intently. And 3 others have walked up, one of which is also fairly large. And he's just like, he kind of looks at you and is like, all right, look, you can't say anything to my wife, okay? Look, just
I'm still
don't
giving
hurt
him
my
the squinty
family.
eyes.
Just don't hurt my family, okay?
It
They
all
had nothing
depends
to
on
do
what you
with. They
say
had nothing
next.
to do with this.
No, we don't go that far, Ajax. We leave his family out of this unless they are guilty.
Look,
That's why I said that all depends on what you say next.
Look,
Fair
okay.
enough.
Spill it.
When my brother arrived about 3 weeks ago, as usual, we loaded up his wagon. We got all the goods he needed. Everything was set to go. And to celebrate, he and I went over to the Broken Spoke. We got ourselves some good drinks and everything. It was great. But don't say anything to my wife. Don't say anything to Alyssa. I tried to talk him out of it. But the governess was there, as she is most nights. And she apparently took a fancy to Maxwell. Now, I don't know if it was a drink or something going on with his relationship with his wife, but he was into it.
Mm-hmm.
And he left with her. Okay? Next day, I got a note from him that said, look, he sobered up. It said, I know I've done wrong. Don't say anything to Aaron or to Alyssa. I fucked up. I'm headed home. His cart was already gone. He must have done it in the middle of the night. He's not normally like that, but
That's a shame.
That's the end of part 2 for this episode. Tune in for part 3 next week.